Girl's gotta be glowy. Hi guys, I'm Leanne and welcome back to my channel. So today we're continuing with our Halloween makeup looks. And I'm doing kind of like a psychic sort of look. I'll talk about my thoughts on like witches and psychics and that sort of stuff as I'm doing the makeup look, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. So as you can probably tell, I hope you can tell, I've already done my base of makeup. So I did my foundation, I did my concealer, I put some very glittery highlighter on, did powder, blush. Oh, I forgot to do bronzer actually, so I'm gonna do bronzer off camera real quick. I'm back and I'm bronze. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. There's a couple of different images I'm using as references. I'll put them on screen. Hopefully my editing was like not bad in the last video. I've switched my editing software. Let me actually just get started and I'll talk while I do my makeup. That would be very helpful. So, you know what, actually I'm gonna start with just like the normal eye makeup. Just, you know, nothing out of the ordinary here. So I'm gonna grab my NYX Perfect Filter palette and I'm going to grab this brown color, use it as a transition shade. Yes, so as I was saying, I've switched my editing software. I used to use Movie Maker, and now I'm using Adobe Premiere. I don't have a ton of experience with Premiere. In fact, I don't have any experience with Premiere. I do now. The last video that I just uploaded, I used Premiere and that was the first time I'd used it. I wouldn't exactly say I'm the most experienced with it. I'm still figuring things out. Hopefully the editing wasn't bad. Tell me if it was. I'm still working on it. I'll try to improve. Feedback is always appreciated. I kind of want to go for a red, like a burgundy shade, so I'm going to take this burgundy shade down here. I'm going to put it all over my eyelid. So I guess a quick disclaimer, I don't know if I really believe in like spirituality. I don't know if I believe in like witch stuff and astrology and I don't know, spiritualism in general. I don't know if I actually think any of that is real, but what I will say is I think it's really cool. I think it's really interesting, and I do dabble in it a little bit myself. I have a dream dictionary, and that part I kind of buy into a little bit more, because like, obviously your dreams are kind of a reflection of your subconscious mind. So it kind of makes sense that dreams kind of say something about you and what's going on in your life. So that I can kind of buy into. I also have a tarot deck. I don't use it very often, but when I have used it, it's been pretty accurate. What I will say about that, I mean, and also, let me, I guess, talk about all of my witchy experience. So, tarot deck, and also I dabble a little bit in palmistry. I thought it was really cool in 12th grade, 12th and 13th grade, and dabbled in it a little bit then. And I kind of stopped, and then my friend got me a, not tarot deck, book, like a palmistry book for Christmas, and I got back into it. So right now I'm just, I got back into it at Christmas, and then I stopped being into it again, and then I got back into it again. So right now I'm very into palmistry. So I don't know if I necessarily believe that all of that stuff works. It has been fairly accurate in my limited experience, but what I will say about that is that, you know, confirmation bias is kind of a thing. If you want to believe it and you want to think it's true, then you'll find ways to be like, oh yeah, that relates to me, even if it doesn't. So it could just be that. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think those two I'm more into than astrology, which is maybe a little bit strange. I think astrology is a lot more common of a thing to be into, I guess. I do think astrology is interesting. I just don't think it's... I don't know. I'm just not as into it, I guess. I got this e.l.f. Rose Gold Sunset palette, and I'm going to go into the darkest brown shade right here, and I'm just going to put this on like the outer V. Angled eyeliner brush, and I'm going to take the same brown color and I'm just going to bring it along my lash line, almost like eyeliner, I guess. But I'm not really being super precise, I'm just kind of darkening up my lash line. And I'm just going to go back in with my highlighter, if I can get it to open. There we go. I'm using the Maybelline Master Holographic highlighter in... what shade is this? I'm not sure what the shade is, but it's just white. And I will say I absolutely would not recommend this highlighter to anyone. I've been eyeing it for like so long because it's this bright white highlighter, and I was like, oh, if I do like a skeleton thing, it would look really cool, or if I do like, if I just want my highlighter to be like extra out there, I guess, because obviously I'm not white, so a white highlighter would kind of stand out a whole lot. But now that I've used it, it's not my favorite. It's very, there's a lot of fallout, and it's very glittery, which I'm not super into. Like glow is one thing, but glitter, it's just all glitter. Okay, so I put the highlighter on my nose, on my inner corners, and on my brow bones. You can, I don't know how well you can tell in this lighting, but I guess I'll zoom you in a little bit. Oh man, I'm going to have to rearrange everything, huh? So I guess I'll just lean in and show you an eye. I've got glitter in my eyebrow, I've got glitter all over the place. It's very glittery. There's a lot of fallout. It's a mess. I don't love it. But what are you gonna do, right? So, I guess I'll just slap on some mascara really quickly before I get to the fun part. Ooh. I'm only putting this on my top lashes. So now we've got our thick fluttering eyelashes. Which means it's time to get to the fun part. Oh boy. You probably noticed both of those references had a little something in common. Maybe you didn't notice, it was really subtle, really toned down. But they both had a third eye on their forehead, so I'm gonna give myself a third eye. And it's probably not going to go as well as I hope for it to go, but there's only one way to find out. To get started, I'm taking my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, And I'm just going to sketch out a third eye on my forehead. This eye to be a little bit more on the realistic side, so I'm not making it crazy big or anything. I'm trying to kind of just get about the size of my actual, you know, eyes. There it is, I guess. I don't know if I can... I definitely don't have an eyeshadow that's the color of my eyes. And I don't know if I can mix one. So I'm going to make my third eye just a completely different color. I just need to decide on which one. I'm going to go for kind of an icy blue eye sort of thing. Like a, ooh, I can see into your soul, piercing blue. I did not at all do a good job at describing that. But, what are you gonna do? To start, I'm going to prime the eye, I guess. Wow. So I'm putting some concealer just on where the iris is going to be. Just to really make sure the eyeshadow sticks and is as pigmented as possible. And I guess to kind of reduce any mess. Now that we've kind of got that concealer base down, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going into my NYX Ultimate palette, and I'm grabbing this light kind of almost tealish color. It's a little bit too light to be teal, but teal-esque. I'm gonna put that onto my new iris. Iris stay way too big, because I don't want to do this over, so we're gonna work with it. I'm going to take the same palette. I'm going to take, there's a bright blue color. Which one of them do I want actually? I'm gonna take the darker one, which is this color right here. I'm going to kind of put that in the center and a little bit at the top, kind of like shading. All right, we've got a good start, I think, all things considered. Now I am going to put in a pupil, and to do that I'm going to take a little bit of concealer again, and just, I'm going to take a brush this time and not just go right in, because I don't want the pupil to take up the entire eye, so I just want really the tiniest amount. I'm gonna make a circle kind of in the center of this eye. A little bit messy, but it'll have to do. I'm going to go in with my Saharan palette by Juvia's. Just going to take the black shade and fill in this circle. There is my blue eye. just one more teeny tiny little thing to it. That's not going to make it look more eye-like. In fact, it'll probably make it look less eye-like. But I really want to do this, which is I'm grabbing this Revlon Photo Ready Eye Art thing in Peach Prism, and I'm going to just barely dip the tip of my brush in and kind of give myself in my new eye little like gold flecks. Same brush again that I've been using for everything. I'm going into my NYX Swear By It palette. I'm using a Jelly Bean now, so sorry about that. I'm grabbing this really dark blue color right here. And I'm just going to outline the iris with that. Here's where we're the Milk eyeliner again, and just as carefully as I can try and clean this up and re-whiten the like iris area, I guess. I really love how this is turning out. I'm actually gonna color in this bit. Okay, so now we're going to deal with the whites of the eye, which aren't actually white. Fun fact, if you never noticed, the whites of your eye aren't quite white. So I'm going to go into my Swear By It palette again, and I'm taking the gray color, and I'm just kind of, I guess, powdering down the whites of the eye and getting them a little bit gray. Not going over the very top of the eye yet. I'm also going to put a little bit of yellow in some places. And I'm also actually going to take, I'm going to take this eyeliner brush, which is thicker than I would prefer, but oh well. I'm just going to do as thin as I can, little like red lines, like you probably can't really see any of this actually. Let me zoom you in. Let me zoom you in as I do the last touches to this look. Yes, of course. So this is kind of the best I can do. I'll leave you guys zoomed in while I add these like blood vessels. Pretty much it for the like in-eye detail. Well, no, there's one more thing actually, which is that you got some like pink stuff right there in your inner corner. So I'm gonna go into my NYX Ultimate palette and get myself some pink stuff for my eye. Yep. I'm gonna try. Cool, there, that's it. So now I'm going to go back into my Saharan palette. I'm going to go back into that black color. I'm going to line the edges and give myself some pretty like dark, just a dark lash line. I'm going to give myself the lash line that I wish I had. there she is! So, I'm gonna zoom you back out because this is not a look. Quickly off camera, I'm going to attempt to give my third eye the same eye makeup as I have on the rest of my face. And I'll be right back. She is! Next up, obviously my eye has to have killer lashes. I'm not joking. So I have these Revlon Beyond Natural lashes. Is there a, what's this style? I don't know if there's a name for this particular style. But I'm just gonna grab one of them. Let me make sure it's, oh boy, I've made this eye far too big, haven't I? And I dropped my eyelash. Yes, I now realized I've made the eye much too big because now that I'm holding an eyelash up against it, I see. So I'm gonna do my best to work with it anyway. I'm gonna put some glue on the lashes. Now, while I let that dry just a tad bit, I'm going to go back to my Revlon eye art thing, and I'm going to give myself some golden tears. I'm also actually going to go in with some golden, some real gold eyeshadow. I'm going with some pigment powder. With LA Colors pigment powder. I'm going to grab some of that and put it on these tears. Dries up completely. I'm going to try and stick it on. There she is. That is so stupid. That is so stupid. That's so stupid. She's here. And she's here to stay. And she's absolutely terrifying. I mean, this is pretty much it. I'm just gonna like slap on some lipstick real quick. Yeah, off camera I just added the eye art thing onto the other two eyes, and I also put some glitter, like the same glittery highlighter onto it. And here she is. And isn't she a lovely creature? I would argue yes. So my roommate just came in and helped me make the eye a little bit more realistic. I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see. I didn't film it because I don't think she'd appreciate being on camera, but there it is now. We just added some shading and highlights. But yeah, that's it. That's the finished video. It's a finished look. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please go ahead and leave a thumbs up and leave a comment down below about what other Halloween type looks you'd like to see from me. Bye.